was built for warship, and we have to continue. And I can assure you that no sense. If they will start a real offensive campaign, certainly they will use aircrafts from their side trying to stop our defense forces, and they will dominate in the sky. That means it's a real threat. That's why we need more sophisticated, more modern aircrafts to stop them, to defeat them, to deter them. And we have to dominate in Ukrainian sky. I continue to discuss it with my partners, my colleagues, ministers of defense. And I'm a little bit joking that in my wish list to Santa, I have some points, and I would say that probably fighter jets is the last point, because we have artillery systems 155, we have MLRS systems, different types with the HIMARS, we have infantry fighting vehicles or armed personal carriers, we have main battle tanks, and we need aircrafts. I'm confident. And you know that it's in interest of the NATO allies, because we have a lot of different types of modern systems, as artillery, armed infantry fighting vehicles, tanks, etc., etc. It means that it's a good level of interoperability between Ukrainian armed forces or defending forces and NATO allies. We became the member of NATO de facto. After this war, after our victory, we became the member of NATO de jure. I'm sure, I'm confident, because it's in the interest of NATO allies. My assessment that it was a misperception of Kremlin that it would be some fatigue syndrome in European countries and you will stop to support us. No, you will continue to support us, because it's your desire to be the partners of this victory, because it's a threat not only for Ukraine, it's a threat for all civilized world, for security architecture in Europe and in the world. And it was a decision of my president. Okay, Lex, I was the vice prime minister. I think that they were sure that General Frost will be on their side during this winter. But thanksgiving to God, we have warmer time. And they will continue push by wave, because they have no real striking formation, because they have a problem with weaponry also, because it's this war, it's a war of resources. And they are not endless. And we have partners behind us with their resources, with their industry, with their stocks. It helps us to defeat them, and we will prevail. From the different intrigue, etc., etc., tell me what you need. I will try to deliver it. We'll believe in a new country, not in the Soviet. I was born in the Soviet. And I try to persuade my partners, my colleagues, that there are no any new levels of escalations, because it's a full-scale invasion in the world after the Second World War. I met with Ben Wallace. We sit in his office.
Me in this job?
Yes, my president asked me to continue to be as Minister of Defense, but we discussed with him the idea for the next level of my life, because my background is a lawyer, and we discussed the idea how to open or to develop a legal battlefield against the Russians, because they have to be punished in an international court or international tribunal, and they have to pay for their war crimes. And I think that for me it would be next challenge of my life to continue this job as a lawyer again in a legal battlefield.
When would that be?
Maybe 5 to 100 fighters next week.